What is up everybody, it's Animac here for Anime Uproar, and in this video we will be counting down the top 10 biggest mysteries in Dragon Ball Super. I am talking about all of those major unanswered questions that we are hoping will be answered at some point during the series. But with the announcement that Dragon Ball Super will stop airing weekly on Japanese TV at the end of March 2018, these unsolved mysteries are now more important than ever, because many of us are afraid that the series will end before we get a proper answer to these questions. Now, of course, I'm hoping that Dragon Ball Super will continue at some point and that the upcoming break is just a short hiatus before the series picks up again. I know that my Saturday nights will not be the same without a weekly dose of Dragon Ball Super, and whether the series continues as Dragon Ball Super or under some other name, Dragon Ball Ultra, Dragon Ball Odyssey, whatever, I will definitely be watching it when it comes out. But for now, let's take a look at those 10 big mysteries that we desperately want to see solved before the end of the series. Some of these mysteries I've already discussed in other videos, and every video that I mention here will be linked down in the description. Although I always encourage feedback in the comments, for this video especially I want to hear your thoughts about the biggest mysteries that you want to see solved in Dragon Ball Super. If you enjoy the Dragon Ball Super content on this channel and want to see more, be sure to leave a like to let me know. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And we are now posting daily anime content on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow us there at Anime Uproar. Starting things off with mystery number 10. Where is the Dragon God Zalama? Dragon Ball Super gets its name from the Super Dragon Balls, and in the series we learned that the creator of Super Shenron and the Super Dragon Balls was the Dragon God Zalama. Zalama created the Super Dragon Balls in year 41 of the Divine Calendar, and Zalama must have had unbelievable power because he created Super Shenron, and Super Shenron's power to grant a wish is limitless. Super Shenron is able to kill gods of destruction, grant immortality, and even destroy entire universes. Vegeta and others are assuming that he can also bring back entire universes after they have been erased, and of course Vegeta wants to use the Super Dragon Balls to bring back Universe 6. But the question is, where is this incredibly powerful Dragon God that created the Super Dragon Balls in the first place? We've met the Omni King, the Grand Priest, the Angels, the Gods of Destruction, and other deities, but we still don't know what happened to Zalama after he created the Super Dragon Balls. Is Zalama out there somewhere in the multiverse, but even though he is a divine being, he simply doesn't care about the Tournament of Power, so that's why we've never met him? Did he somehow die and is no longer among the living, even though it is hard to imagine that a being with the ability to grant immortality to others could die? There are some interesting theories about Zalama out there, and in my video called The Omni King Has a Secret, I proposed a theory that the Dragon God Zalama might actually be Zen-Oh's true form. I argued that due to the fact that Super Shenron has limitless power, the only creature in the universe that could have had the power to create him is Zen-Oh. Zen-Oh is also the only one who was able to destroy Zamasu, despite the fact that Zamasu was granted immortality by the Super Dragon Balls. And who could undo the power of the Super Dragon Balls if not their creator? I speculated that perhaps Zalama's power was too great for him to maintain, so like Frieza, he created a less imposing form in order to keep his power in check. With the drawback being that in his smaller form, he becomes childish and innocent like Zen-Oh seems to be. But this is just a theory, since we have no way of knowing for sure who or what the Dragon God Zalama truly is. But that is exactly why I am hoping that we will learn more about Zalama before Dragon Ball Super ends. Since the Dragon Ball franchise is based around the idea of dragons and Dragon Balls, it would be disappointing for me not to find out more about such a being as an all-powerful dragon god. Be sure to give me your thoughts and theories about Zalama down in the comments. I bet we can get some interesting conversations going. At number 9. What really happened to the other 6 universes? the universes that were erased by Zen-Oh before the Universe Survival Saga. Before the Tournament of Power even begins, we learn from Whis that there were once 18 universes rather than 12. But the other 6 universes were erased because Zen-Oh was in a spoiled mood or bad mood. But why was Zen-Oh in a bad mood, and why did he decide to erase these 6 universes in particular but not the other 12? I've always wondered whether something happened inside of these 6 universes to make Zen-Oh angry. Perhaps a villain like Zamasu emerged inside one of these universes and managed to corrupt those 6 before Zen-Oh put a stop to it by simply erasing them all. And even if Zen-Oh decided to erase these 6 universes completely at random, I am still wondering what was inside of these universes. What happened to the angels who were assigned to these universes? We haven't seen them in Dragon Ball Super so far, so were they erased, or are they simply taking it easy somewhere since they are currently unemployed? Some have suggested in the comments on previous videos that the reason Zen-Oh got mad and erased the 6 universes was because of what happened at the All-Universe Hide-and-Seek tournament in the manga. But as far as we know, this event took place with only 12 universes participating, so it must have taken place after the other 6 universes were already erased. The truth about these 6 universes is one of the biggest mysteries for me personally, one that I really want answered sometime in the future. My hope has always been that all 18 universes would be revived after the Tournament of Power, either by using the Super Dragon Balls or by Zen-Oh himself, because I really want to see what the other 6 universes look like, and I think that exploring them could be a really cool plot point later on in the series. If Dragon Ball Super does continue after March, and I really hope that it does, I am looking forward to finding out more about these 6 universes. At number 8, is future Zen-Oh going to disrupt the present timeline? One of the most frequent comments that I've gotten on previous theory videos are comments about future Zen-Oh and how his existence in the present timeline affects the multiverse. Some have suggested that future Zen-Oh might become a villain, and I've even seen comments that argue that future Zen-Oh was somehow corrupted or possessed by infinite Zamasu, meaning that Zamasu from the future timeline might use future Zen-Oh and his power to get revenge and take over the present timeline. I don't know about that, but I do agree that having 2 supreme beings with virtually unlimited powers, including the power to erase all of existence, can become problematic. What happens if Zen-Oh and future Zen-Oh ever have a disagreement about something? What if they get into a fight? Their incredible powers clashing or coming into conflict in any way could spell disaster for the multiverse. So future Zen-Oh's presence in the current timeline could definitely have a disruptive effect at some point. The fact is that future Zen-Oh does not belong in the present timeline, and since he lived through things that present Zen-Oh did not and has different experiences, the 2 Zen-Ohs are not necessarily the same person. Some sort of war between the Zen-Ohs would definitely be a crazy twist, and it would create a lot of drama, but I don't think that a direct conflict between them is even possible because their powers combined would simply destroy all of existence. At number 7, what is the true nature of Goku's Ultra Instinct Omen transformation? Earlier on in the series, Whis tells us that Ultra Instinct is a technique that allows the body to move in battle without thinking. And we know that others have been seen using it in the anime and manga, so we know that Ultra Instinct is not unique to Saiyans. But there is something different about Goku's Ultra Instinct transformation. Yes, Goku uses the technique known as Ultra Instinct, but he also transforms in order to use it. Goku actually attains a new form, which allows him to use Ultra Instinct, a form which changes his appearance. His eyes change color and become silver, his aura becomes drastically different, and the first time he transforms, his voice seems to echo, just like it did when he first attained the Super Saiyan form in the original Japanese dub. When Whis and Beerus, or Beerus, however you want to pronounce it, use the Ultra Instinct technique themselves, their appearance does not change. But Goku actually transforms in order to use it, so he does attain a new form. This new form is most commonly referred to as Ultra Instinct Omen, which is how it was named in the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle game. We have to remember that when Goku first achieves this new form, both the Grand Priest and Whis are not sure what exactly is happening. They are both obviously very familiar with Ultra Instinct, and they realize that Goku is now able to use this technique, but there is also something unique about Goku's transformation. For example, Whis is genuinely surprised by the massive amount of heat that Goku is generating in this state. And then in episode 115, as Goku is about to transform during his battle with Kefla, we see him using the Ultra Instinct technique to dodge Kefla's attacks before he fully transforms into this new form. This to me confirms that Ultra Instinct is a technique that Goku is learning to master with the help of this new form, but the new form itself is more than just the Ultra Instinct technique. For more details on this, you can check out my video called Goku's Ultra Instinct is Not What We Thought, link in the description. And if we accept that Goku's Ultra Instinct Omen goes beyond just the Ultra Instinct technique, then the question is, what is the true nature of this new form? Is this transformation the first in a brand new family of transformations? A form which will have its own Super Saiyan version, like the Super Saiyan God form has the Super Saiyan Blue. After all, the word omen means a sign of things to come. And if this is the case, what will this new transformation look like, and will it be enough to finally defeat Jiren? Feel free to let me know what you think down below, but personally, I can't wait to find out. At number 6, what is the true purpose of the angels? Officially, we have been told that the angels act as assistants or attendants to the gods of destruction, and of course they also serve as the teachers and guides. When we learn that the angels are the only beings who will not be erased along with their universes during the Tournament of Power, Whis explains this by saying that his position as an angel is different than the position of the other deities and all of the other beings in the universe. We know that angels have destructive power like the gods of destruction and the powers of creation. Whis can even turn back time for 3 minutes, which is an incredibly powerful and useful ability. So, knowing all of this, is it really possible that the angels are just attendants to the gods of destruction, or is there more to their true role and purpose? In a video called What If the Angels Have a Hidden Purpose, I argue that there are multiple clues throughout the series that on top of being attendants, the angels also have the duty to monitor their respective universe in order to determine its mortal level. My argument was that the angels are like judges who judge the worth of their universe and then pass that judgment on to Zen-Oh. It has been shown throughout Super that Zen-Oh does not pay close enough attention to each individual universe to actually determine their mortal level. I mean, in the future timeline, Zen-Oh allowed it to get to the point that Zamasu killed all the deities and nearly took over the entire multiverse. Zen-Oh only acted when Goku summoned him and showed him what was actually happening. So it is pretty clear that Zen-Oh is not monitoring the universes himself, and that he is not determining what each universe's mortal level should be. This would explain why the angels tend to appear neutral and above the fray, and why they tend to act like they don't feel a personal connection to their respective universe. If my theory is correct, then their job is to be impartial and to judge and evaluate each universe. Just like a teacher's job is to give an impartial grade to their students rather than base their grades on how much they like each student personally. And if we use this same metaphor, then Zen-Oh is like the principal who decides which students can stay and which will be expelled based on their low grades. Meaning which universe can stay and which will be erased based on their low mortal level. But that is my theory, let me know if you have other ones. At number 5, what is the Grand Priest really up to? There have been so many theories about the Grand Priest since he was first introduced. Many theories emerged about the Grand Priest possibly being evil and the true villain of the series who is manipulating Zen-Oh for his own ends. Others argued that the Grand Priest is just a loyal servant of the Omni King and is merely carrying out the Omni King's will. On the other hand, I believe in a third option, and I've made numerous videos on this channel arguing that the Grand Priest is indeed manipulating Zen-Oh, but he's doing it for a good cause. My theory is that the Grand Priest is using the Tournament of Power to teach Zen-Oh a lesson, since we know that Zen-Oh is often bored and he is known to do unpredictable things when he is in a bad mood, like for example erase 6 universes when he gets angry, and since we know that he doesn't really think about the consequences of his actions, I believe that the Grand Priest wants to use the Tournament of Power to show Zen-Oh that mortals can be entertaining and that they have value. Since Zen-Oh is having a lot of fun watching the tournament, once the tournament is over, he could come to the conclusion that erasing universes is wrong, because the mortals who live inside these universes can be a lot of fun. And he might even decide to bring back all the erased universes so he can organize more fun tournaments in the future. Now, I'm not saying that we would get to see these tournaments, especially now that the future of Dragon Ball Super is uncertain, but we could still get an ending where the universes are brought back and more tournaments are announced for some time down the line. Be sure to comment below what you think about the Grand Priest's true intentions. At number 4, how did Jiren get so strong? And in general, what is his backstory? When we first meet Jiren in Dragon Ball Super, he is already believed to be the strongest mortal in the multiverse, and he is already stronger than his universe's God of Destruction. As the tournament goes on, we continue to witness the incredible extent of Jiren's power, and even Vegeta and Goku at their most powerful are no match for Jiren, at least for now. But how did Jiren get so strong? We know very little about his backstory, so the source of Jiren's power is still a big mystery to all of us. Is he simply a member of an incredibly powerful race and that explains his power? Does he have some sort of special ability that enhances his power beyond the levels of ordinary mortals? I've read some theories in the comment sections of previous videos which state that maybe Jiren is originally from one of the 6 universes that were erased, and the secret of his power could be somehow connected to the real reason that the 6 universes were erased. I think this is an interesting theory, and I have my own theory about the true source of Jiren's power, but as of right now, we just don't know. At number 3, what is Jiren's wish? Even though we don't know very much about Jiren, one thing we do know is that he has a wish that he desperately wants granted by Super Shenron. As you might recall, when he was first asked to fight for Universe 11 in the Tournament of Power, Jiren refused, saying that he is happy with just staying in Universe 11 and protecting it no matter what happens in the tournament. But then, when Jiren learns that the winner of the tournament can have any wish granted to them using the Super Dragon Balls, he suddenly changes his mind and decides to participate in the tournament. At one point, Belmont says that Jiren has a wish that he wants granted so badly that he is willing to sacrifice his own principles. And when Goku tells Jiren that he wishes to get stronger, Jiren tells Goku that what he wishes for lies beyond strength. So what is this wish that Jiren wants granted so badly? A wish that lies beyond strength. Did he perhaps lose a loved one and wants to bring them back to life? Maybe he is the last of his race, of powerful people who were somehow wiped out, and now he wants to revive them. Does he maybe want to turn back time and undo something he did in the past? Something that he regrets and that motivated him to become a Pride Trooper in the first place in order to make up for it? Or is the theory that Jiren is from one of the 6 erased universes true, and Jiren's wish is to revive his home universe? I don't know about you guys, but this is one mystery that I am extremely curious about, and every new episode I am watching closely to see if we get any more clues about Jiren's wish. At number 2, will we ever see Oob in Dragon Ball Super? And beyond that, will the ending of Dragon Ball Z remain canon after Dragon Ball Super? If you think back to the ending of Dragon Ball Z, known as the Peaceful World Saga, and to the last 3 episodes in particular, you will remember that after a time skip that takes us beyond the events of Dragon Ball Super chronologically, we meet Oob, a 10-year-old boy who is the reincarnation of Majin Buu, aka Kid Buu, but in the body of a good person. In these 3 episodes, we see everyone is older, including Pan, who is now 4, Trunks and Goten, who are now teenagers, and so on. So while there is no doubt that the events of the Peaceful World Saga take place after the current events of Dragon Ball Super, the question is, will the ending of Dragon Ball Z remain canon for Dragon Ball Super, and will we ever get to see Oob in the Super anime? Some people believe that Dragon Ball Super will not restrict itself by sticking to the parameters set out by the Peaceful World Saga. But to be fair, we have been given some important clues that suggest that the Peaceful World Saga still applies. Characters like Bula, the daughter of Vegeta and Bulma who appears in the Peaceful World Saga, is shown as a baby in Super. Pan is established as an incredibly strong baby in Super, so that it makes sense for her to be as strong as she is during the Peaceful World Saga. And of course, although he is not mentioned by name in Super, Oob is referenced briefly in the Universe 6 saga when Goku mentions that he asked King Yema to reincarnate Majin Buu as a normal human child. During the Universe Survival saga, Dende confirms that the reincarnation of Majin Buu is now a normal boy who lives in a village, and that he is already an extremely skilled martial artist. Goku believes that the boy is still too young to participate in the Tournament of Power, but he agrees to take him on and train him in the future, which of course he ultimately goes on to do in the Peaceful World Saga. On top of that, Oob does briefly appear in the Dragon Ball Super manga. At the end of Dragon Ball Z, Goku leaves together with Oob in order to train him so that he can help preserve peace in the universe. So it does appear as if Super is heading towards the canonical ending of Dragon Ball Z, at least as far as Oob is concerned. Do you think that we're going to see Oob at some point in the Dragon Ball Super anime? And do you think that Super will stick to the original Dragon Ball Z ending? Let me know. And finally, at number 1, the big questions that we are all wondering about. How will the Tournament of Power end? And what exactly will happen after the tournament? I already made a video talking about some possible theories for what might happen after the Tournament of Power, but that was before we found out that Dragon Ball Super will stop broadcasting on Japanese TV after March 2018. And while we still don't know that this is the end for the series and it still might come back at a later date, the way that the tournament ends and what happens immediately after the tournament will give us a good idea of what the creators of Super have in mind for the future. Are the erased universes going to be brought back, or will they stay erased? Is Jiren going to get his wish fulfilled, or will Goku and the Universe 7 fighters defeat him and take the Super Dragon Balls for themselves? Are we going to get a clear resolution, or is this arc going to end on a cliffhanger? Is a new arc going to be set up for the future, or will everything go back to being peaceful and uneventful? What happens after the tournament will give us a good idea about what's next for Dragon Ball Super. Is a continuation in the works? Are new arcs being planned out? Or are things being brought to a clear conclusion that suggests that we might not get any more episodes in quite a while? This is the biggest question on all of our minds right now, and personally, I am very anxious to find out what happens after the tournament. Comment your thoughts on what's next for Dragon Ball Super down below. I look forward to hearing everyone's input about all of these different unsolved mysteries. Also, let me know if there are any other big mysteries that you are wondering about but that I missed in this video. If you enjoyed the Dragon Ball Super content on this channel and you want to see more, be sure to leave a like to let me know. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And we are now posting daily anime content on Twitter and Instagram, so feel free to follow us there at Anime Uproar. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.